Did you know that the first Earth Day, celebrated on April 22nd, 1970, was actually sparked by an oil spill? Yes, that's right. The origins of Earth Day are rooted not in jubilation, but in disaster. In the late 60s, environmental awareness was far from a societal norm. The year was 1969, a time of great social and political unrest in the United States. Amidst this turmoil, a catastrophic oil spill off the coast of Santa Barbara in California sent shockwaves across the nation. 3 million gallons of oil seeped into the ocean, killing countless marine creatures and coating the once pristine beaches with a thick layer of crude oil. The images of oil-soaked birds and dying sea lions broadcasted on national television were heart-wrenching. This incident triggered a wave of public outrage and brought environmental degradation to the forefront of national consciousness. Enter Gaylord Nelson, a senator from Wisconsin, who himself was deeply affected by the devastation caused by the oil spill. He saw, in the public's reaction, an opportunity to galvanize a movement. He realized that if he could channel the energy of the anti-war protest movement and infuse it with growing public consciousness about air and water pollution, it could force environmental protection onto the national political agenda. And so he proposed a national teach-in on the environment to be observed on April 22, 1970. He envisioned it as a large-scale grassroots demonstration in favor of environmental reform. This day came to be known as Earth Day, a day dedicated to raising awareness about the environmental challenges facing our planet. Earth Day was the catalyst that led to the creation of the United States Environmental Protection Agency and the passage of the Clean Air, Clean Water and Endangered Species Acts. It was a game changer, a day that marked a turning point in our collective approach to environmental stewardship. So Earth Day sprung from a disaster, turning a negative into a positive. It stands as a testament to our ability to effect change, to transform calamity into catalyst, and it reminds us of our shared responsibility to safeguard this one precious home we all share. Imagine living in a time when pollution was a sign of progress. It might seem unthinkable, but that was the reality before Earth Day. Picture a world where the hum of factories was a symphony of success, and smokestacks were the pillars of prosperity. Yes, the wheels of industry were turning, but at what cost? The rivers, our life's blood, were treated as convenient conduits for industrial waste. Chemicals, untreated sewage, and all manner of detritus were freely dumped, turning these once thriving ecosystems into toxic soups. The fish, the birds, the plants, their lives were considered an acceptable sacrifice for the altar of progress. And the air, our vital breath, was not spared either. Dense, choking smog hung over our cities like a malevolent ghost, a constant reminder of the price we paid for progress. Smoke-belching factories, cars spewing out exhaust, these were the norm. Lungfuls of clean air were a luxury, not a given. The wild spaces were no sanctuary either. The magnificent creatures that roamed these lands, from the majestic elephant to the humble honeybee, were hunted, their habitats destroyed, their numbers dwindling. There were no regulations, no protections. They were simply collateral damage in the race towards progress. This was a world where the ozone layer, our planet's protective shield, was being eroded by chemicals we produced. A world that was heating up, its ice caps melting, its weather patterns becoming more unpredictable. And all the while we were blissfully ignorant of the ticking environmental time bomb we had set. But it wasn't all doom and gloom. There were those who saw the damage being done, who recognized the unsustainable path we were on. These environmental pioneers began to challenge the status quo, to raise their voices against the unregulated exploitation of our planet's resources. This was the world before Earth Day, a world we've worked hard to transform. But the story doesn't end there. Stay tuned as we delve into the birth of Earth Day and the environmental revolution it sparked. Fast forward to a world where green is no longer just a colour. Picture this, a global stage where the environment is now a headliner. After that historic first Earth Day, a ripple effect of change surged across nations. Governments sat up, took notice, and began to act. Monumental laws and regulations were put in place, designed to protect our precious Earth. The Clean Air Act, the Clean Water Act, the Endangered Species Act, each one a testament to our renewed commitment to environmental responsibility. And it wasn't merely on the government level where changes were seen. Every individual felt the call to action. Recycling became more than just a passing trend. It turned into a way of life. Waste management evolved, and we began to see our trash not just as something to be discarded, but as a resource to be repurposed. Then came the rise of renewable energy, the whisper of wind turbines, the gleam of solar panels, the promise of hydropower. These became the symbols of a new era. An era where we no longer plundered our planet but worked in harmony with it. The newfound respect for our environment also sparked a revolution in our consumption patterns. We began to understand the connection between our buying habits and their impact on the planet. The throwaway culture of the past was replaced with a new mantra: reduce, reuse, recycle. And let's not forget the birth of the green jobs sector, a sector committed to preserving our environment while providing sustainable employment opportunities. From green architects to environmental scientists, these are the champions leading the charge towards a greener future. Yes, we've seen an incredible shift since that first Earth Day. We've made strides, we've learned lessons, and we've celebrated victories. But this is not the end of our story. It's merely the beginning. We've come a long way since that first Earth Day, but we've still got a journey ahead of us. What might Earth look like in 2050? The answer is in our hands. The future of our planet is a canvas yet to be painted. It's a story unwritten, a path untraveled. This great blue sphere we call home is at a crossroads, and the choices we make today will determine the world of tomorrow. Imagine, if you will, two divergent paths. One is a road stained by the scars of pollution, marked by the relentless march of climate change. Rising sea levels, melting ice caps, and extreme weather conditions are the hallmarks of this bleak reality. It's a world where our forests have been reduced to mere whispers of their former glory, where the air we breathe and the water we drink are no longer safe. This is a possibility if we continue on our current trajectory. But there's another path, a greener, more sustainable future where we harness the boundless potential of renewable energy. Solar panels glittering in the sun, wind turbines spinning in the breeze, and electric vehicles humming down the highway. It's a world where our cities are draped in green, with rooftop gardens and vertical farms. Here, we have managed to strike a balance with nature, nurturing it as it nurtures us. The choice between these two futures lies with us. Our actions, our decisions, and most importantly, our resolve will shape the Earth of 2050. We have the power to steer our planet away from the precipice of disaster to avert the worst impacts of climate change. We can embrace green technologies, champion sustainable practices, and respect the delicate balance of our ecosystem. The future is not a far-off reality. It's the result of what we do here and now. It's about the choices we make every day. Each of us has a part to play, a role in this grand drama of life on Earth. We can be the heroes of our own story, the authors of a brighter, more sustainable future. The future isn't written yet. It's up to us to decide what it will be. One person can't change the world, right? Wrong. Let's consider some inspiring instances of individuals making a profound difference. Take Jadav Payeng, for example. Hailing from India, Jadav decided to plant a tree every single day on a barren sandbar. 40 years later, this forest man of India transformed that desolate patch into a thriving forest reserve larger than Central Park. His actions not only restored the natural landscape but attracted diverse wildlife, demonstrating the enormous impact one person can have. Or consider Boyan Slat, a Dutch inventor who, at just 18, set his mind to solve a global issue: ocean pollution. He founded the Ocean Cleanup, an organization devoted to developing advanced technologies to rid the world's oceans of plastic. His innovations are now deployed in oceans and rivers worldwide, making a significant difference in reducing plastic pollution. And let's not forget Greta Thunberg, the young Swedish activist who, alone with her sign, started a global movement for climate change. Her solitary school strike for climate outside the Swedish parliament ignited a spark that spread like wildfire, mobilizing millions around the world, proving that age is no barrier to making a difference. But you don't have to plant a forest, invent a technology, or start a global movement to make a difference. Small, everyday changes can have a huge collective impact. Limiting plastic use, adopting a plant-based diet, or even planting a single tree in your backyard can contribute to the health of our planet. Imagine if each one of us decided to use one less plastic item a day. That's billions less plastic items in our environment. If we all decided to eat one less meat meal a week, that's billions less carbon emissions. And if we all decided to plant one tree a year, that's billions more trees to absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen. Never underestimate the power of individual actions. Every little bit adds up, and together we can make a world of difference. Before we conclude, we want to take a moment to thank you for joining us in this exploration of Earth Day and the power of individual action. Your time and attention are invaluable, and we hope you found inspiration in the stories we've shared today. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and share it with your friends and family. Let's spread the message of environmental responsibility far and wide. Remember, we all have a part to play in this journey, and your actions, no matter how small, can make a significant difference. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic. What actions are you taking to protect our planet? Do you have a story of environmental change you'd like to share? Please leave a comment below and join the conversation. Your insights could inspire others to take action too. If you found value in this video and want to be motivated and inspired by more content like this, please subscribe to our channel. We cover a range of topics, all aimed at promoting positive change and growth. Together we can learn, evolve, and make a difference in our world. Remember, as Margaret Mead once said, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. Let's be that group. Let's be those citizens. Let's change the world, one action at a time. Thank you, and until next time, keep making a difference.